Hello, and welcome to the 67th episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto, and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. So, it's been about a week and a half since my last update. I think that's going pretty good. I felt like I had enough progress that I wanted to show off before waiting, I guess, a full 2 weeks, or I just wanted to get it out there. So, today I have three works in progress. No, four works in progress, technically speaking. And none of them yet, and absolutely no new cast-ons. So let's get started. So one of the first projects, we'll start with the hat. My lovely Aran Waite hat. The project is called Bulletproof. The designer behind this one is Chuck Wright. So since the last time you saw it, I'm just doing this based on the picture because I didn't realize that afterwards I forgot to put in my progress keeper when I reached there. So I was about right at the top of this cable pass, or right underneath this cable pass is where I was. I've added on a few more rows. I didn't really start picking it up again until maybe today. Today and like a couple times during the past week and a half. Not much, but I am still liking the way that it's turning out. It's turning out very nicely. I'm about halfway through the chart. Yeah, so I'm making good progress on it. Hopefully by the next time I podcast, the hat will be done-ish or much closer to being finished. So the yarn that I'm using is this one. That does not help, but hold on.
I can't remember what it's called. See, I'm so bad at this, I don't take down notes when I do these. So I actually have to look for these like live. It's not very productive. Hold on. I can find out though. It was from 30. Was that the one?
It was. It only tells me the yarn line, but not the name of the yarn. Well, the yarn line is bold, and the color is called Dover Sand. I love it. I think it's pretty. I'm still on the first ball, but I'm still expecting that eventually I'm going to have to buy a second one to finish off the rest of it. So that's what it is. I'll try and put the name. I'll probably put it at the bottom because I'll figure it out eventually. So that's what's there. I think I'm using a size 8. No, a size 5 US circular and a 16-inch. They're just your regular run-of-the-mill, like everywhere you see metal needles. Ooh, I do have one new acquisition. I'll just throw it in the middle for this. So that's the hat. Put over there. I'll show off my new acquisition. Go back. Go here. What's there? So, I had visited the knitting loft. This is probably about end of January because it was the same time I bought the yarn for my hat, and I had seen these bags before, and I really like them. And the maker of the bag happened to actually show up on the same day that I was there, and she came to join the knitting for the day. So this is the bag. It is by Paradise Isle. So if you want to see, her logo is right there. Yeah. So I finally picked it up this week. It's a drawstring bag, which I like. The zippers. There's a zipper on the back, which basically can hold other stuff. So I have my stitch markers that are inside of here. It makes it easy to find when I'm using it. And it's pretty generously sized on the inside, if you wanted to have a look. Because I have my sock project going on in here, plus a bunch of extra space. Tons of space. So, and then I moved my pins over to this bag because I always wanted a canvas type bag that I can get to put my pins on. So, there you go. That was my new purchase. So let's go on continue with my works in progress. So, let's see here. This one, I finished a sock. Oh, I didn't take out the sock blocker. Okay, you know what? When they're finished, it will go on the sock blocker. So this is the completed first sock for why did I forget what I was calling it? My Slytherin socks. So the yarn is from Biscotte Yarns. It's Écharpe de Sorcier, which I believe means scarf of the sorcerer, so sorcerer scarf. And then the color, I don't know if it really has a colorway, but I've been calling it Slytherin because that's what it means. It says serpent, snake, Slytherin. Yep, so that's the completed sock. So last time you had seen, I had made it down to this, just past the heel, and I finished off the first sock. So yay, I'm happy with that. I started on the second sock, and I'm about halfway done with the leg. So, oh gosh. So this is as far as that I've made it so far. So I'm making good progress on it. The needles that I'm using for these are higher sharps in a 0 US, which is a 2 millimeter. So, and yeah, doing them one at a time. My heel cuffs and toes are, oh no, they're in that bag. I am using a yarn that I had gotten last year or the year before that. It's a Cascade soft weight yarn. I can't remember what it's called. It's just a really soft heathered gray. Not heather, just a very soft gray, like a dove gray type of thing. I really like it. It's pretty. Works great for heel cuffs and toes. And the yarn quality, it feels almost the same kind of softness to it. So it worked well for heel cuffs and toes that I've done before, so it's fine for this. So that's this one. And my other sock project that's on the go is my apple heart. Yeah. So it's from Biscotte Yarns again. This one is Apple Heart, is a colorway name. I finished my first sock. Completely done. So I'm happy with that. I think it looks pretty. And last time you had seen it, I was actually just here. And then I went to the Knitters Guild meeting, and I ended up down here. And then I just put in the heel, and I continued going, and I finished off my sock. So there's only one reason why why the cuff is a different color from the heel and toes, and that's because the yarn that I had picked up for this, I thought I guess I did not really judge it properly when I started it. Number one, the shade of red, if you can see, I think I mentioned it last week, they are two different shades of red, which kind of annoyed me, because if I had realized that before, I probably would not have used this. And then afterwards I realized I only have this, and that was just with one cuff done. So that leaves me with not much to do the heel cuffs and toes for both socks. So I'm just doing the cuffs on these ones. And then afterwards I switched over to where is it? Nope, it's inside the bag too. Let me put this away. A little bit of a leftover that I had for one of my Woolmies. I think it's AL13 or 13AL. I don't remember. I never do, especially with this one. I had gotten this years ago that I had used for, I'm not even sure, but you know how generous Woolmy skeins are. So yeah, so I took out one of my mini skeins that was sitting in my bin, and that's what I'm using for the heel cuffs and toes for this one. It's not the same as the Dove Gray. This one's a little bit darker and a little bit more, not as soft as the Cascade one that I used for the other socks. So that's two works in progress. I have not class on the second sock yet, but I'm assuming I will soon. I don't think this will be done by next podcast, although I may surprise myself. You never know. So, my third thing for the day. I don't know why, but last week, was it Tuesday or Wednesday, I just felt like working on my blanket. I woke up in the morning and I put on a square, then I put on another square. I went and I baked some cookies. I came back upstairs and I put on more squares. So, I think when I counted it was either 6 or 7 squares that I had managed to put on. Is it? No, that's not it. Why did I do that? Don't mind me. I'm just talking to myself. Nope, it was before that. Okay, so when I had done my scrap mess, this was the last square that I had done. So everything else that I'm using, these are not ones that I dyed myself. They're just random from my one part of my mini skein collection. So these are all the ones that I have not used recently that are all inside of here. The ones that I have used are in my vase over this way that have the that looks like it's knitted. They just get dumped in there. Plus I have another container with more mini skeins inside there that are like all Ziploc. Good amount of them I haven't used, but at the rate I'm going, I'll probably be using them quite frequently. So just to show off the ones that I've used. I think this one was a Patton's Croix. I don't know. I don't remember the colorway names, and I'm not looking them up. This one, I'm not sure. Random. I probably got it from somebody. This one, I think this was a Knit Picks stroll that I had ordered a while back. I think it's called like Dusk or something like that. This one is another Patton's Croix. And then this one, I think I got this from someone as well. This one, I'm pretty sure it's a Knit Picks. I'm not sure. This one definitely is. This is City Lights. This is one of the first. Like, I've used this so many times that it's ridiculous. Like, you'll see it quite frequently all over my blanket, of course, but as soon as I'm looking for it, like right there, I won't be able to find as many of them, but it's got at least 5 or 6 squares on my blanket already. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that were all done in the span of one day because that's all I felt like working on. I did not pick up socks. I did not pick up anything else. But, sorry, I worked my blanket, and every time I looked at it, I'm like, oh, it's growing. I'm so happy. And, ooh, why does that feel like that? Sorry, this must have gotten wet or something. This is one of the first rows that I did. Sorry, I just realized it feels kind of odd. Like something spilled on it. It didn't get cleaned up properly. Huh. Okay, I'm already looking forward to finishing this thing so I can wash it. It feels weird. I don't like that feeling. Okay, so that is everything for my works in progress. There were no new cast-ons. And I am going to pause because there's something else that I have been working on, or that will be happening soon. I need to let you know, but I have to go and grab my stuff. Give me one moment. Okay, and we're back. I'm a little bit further back because I got a bin in front of me for what I want to show you. So, after much deliberation, I've decided I'm going to be reopening my Etsy shop again. I don't remember why I closed it. I really don't know why, but I decided I'm going to open it up again. And this time I took a little bit more, I'm trying to take a little bit more care with the way that I package it. Because one of the things that bothered me is that I had new label to put on my yarn. I finally came up with a temporary solution, so this is still temporary, but I do like the way that it turned out, and I will show you now. So, this is the preliminary labels for Love Roam Yarns. My friend actually designed the logo for me based on a skein of yarn that I had shown him, not color-wise, but the way that it was positioned, because he knows nothing about yarn. It all comes in balls as far as he's concerned. So, that's what hopefully the logo will be. So, on here, I like the way that it's going to be. But then I realized the problem when I was working on this yesterday is the way that I've attached this, but I've come up with a solution, or the solution I came up with didn't work, but I've got an alternative that's on its way to my house. But this, for a temporary measure, this works well. So, as I open my shop again, I just wanted to show you guys the yarn that I currently have inside there. There are no duplicates. Everything is one of a kind right now. Maybe eventually more will be done. They're not all labeled yet, but I'm working on it. So hopefully I'll remember the names of just about all of them. Or actually, okay, now I'm ready. All right, so I'll try to, I have them, like, I'm looking through, like, my phone on Etsy to show me the different names of them, so hopefully I'll remember all of them. For the ones I don't remember, it's right here. So this one is called, what's this one called again? That was so bad. I'm going to call you Skirt. And this one, I believe it's Wine Streak. So they all have names now. So this is Wine Streak. This one is Murky Waters. So this blue, there's actually little pops of color. But with the way that it kind of blended out, yeah, it kind of looks different. This one is Pop a Color. So there are, on this one, there are hints of like spots that are like green and a greenish yellow, a blue, and those kind of colors that will pop up. This one is no label. Yeah, so that's all the ones that have labels on them quite currently. This one is Barely There Avocado. This one, I have to look it up. Nope, that's not that one. This one is Minty Fresh. This one is Hot Chocolate. This one is Pale Pumpkin. This one here is Wood Grain, is what I call this one. This one, nope, down here. I'm actually starting to remember some of the order. This one is Cherry Tree. This one here, this one just needs to be free reskein, because as much as I can't get that to look good without reskeating that. This one is, where is it? It's one of the newer ones. This is Graffiti Wall. This one, oh, I can never keep these two straight because there's two of them that look almost exactly the same. And this one, no, or is it this one? No, that's not the right one. Oh, this one is Not Quite Gray Low number 2. And this is Not Quite Gray Low number 1. This one, I think it has more black, but they're very similar. Okay. So, yeah. Not Quite Grello, Not Quite Grello number 1, no, number 2. And Not Quite Grello number 1. I don't even think, if you look on the website, you'll see the differences. This one is called I Am Not a ... This one is different from the rest of them. This one has stellina in it. So you can see that it sparkles. It's the only skein like that they have in the shop right now. This one is 658, based on Greninja from Pokemon. If anybody knows, that's his Pokedex entry, because he's like one of my favorite. So 658. And hold on, I'm gonna put up a picture of my aunt's socks, which were knit out of one skein of this that I had done before. They look much better than I thought they did. This is Cisco. You've seen a finished pair from this, no, recently, maybe last week or the week before. This one is, where is it? The Walls, because it almost matches my own wall color, hence the reason The Walls. This one is On a Dime. It's like a silverish gray. That's the reason why I picked that name. This one is Summer Sun. This one, I think this one is no, it's not there. No, not that one. No, that's not it. Hold on, sorry, I'm still trying. A Bug's Life. This one probably has to be reskeined as well. And then this one is just epic. Okay, so everything is a sock. Basically, it's a sock. They're good for socks. Every single one of these skeins are good for socks. They are on my, what I'm calling my Beulah base, which is an 80/20 superwash merino nylon. It's not organic wool. I made sure I checked. I made sure I did the proper check for that for on Etsy. Well, the place that I get my yarn from does do organic wool. I've never tried it for this, so maybe eventually I'll bring something in more like that. So this is the only one that's different, and what's the base for this? I think I called it Franca. I have to double check. Bear with me with this. I don't remember, because I came up with names for this from a long time ago. Yes, Franca Sparkle. So for this one, it's the only one that's different. It's 80% superwash, 15% nylon, and 5% gold stellina. So each one of these skeins is about 115 grams, probably a little bit more. The yardage is over 400 yards. Honestly, short of pulling it all out and measuring every single thing, that's the closest that I can guarantee it. It's at least 400 yards. So that is everything. I'm going to, you know what? I'm just going to do it now. I am going to open up my shop now. You can find it. Hold on. Publish that back. I'm waiting for, we're having internet issues at my house right now. Manage settings. You're going to see me do this. So, taking it off holiday mode and save. My shop is now open. So, feel free to have a look. And that is actually going to be everything for the day. Yeah, that's going to be it. I'm hoping eventually I'll be able to do this on a more regular basis, because I do enjoy dyeing yarn and I have fun with it, but there's only so much a person can knit with what they have. So you know, this allows me to still have fun, still experiment, and not keep all of the excess, and maybe somebody else can find enjoyment with it as well. So that is going to be everything for today, and I hope to see you again next time. Have a good day. Bye.